Welcome back to another Plasticon review. Today we're going to cover Mega Construx Skeletor. And here is Skeletor. I happen to be a big He-Man fan, if you guys didn't know. And it's Skeletor with Panthro. And Panthro's flocked. How could you not want a flocked cat? He's awesome. But anyway, let's move Panthro to the side real quick here and take a look at Skeletor. Skeletor is really cool. They've done a very good job with sculpting him. And the fact that he's got so much articulation at this scale. If you guys don't know what Mega Construx is, it's basically building blocks that's just like Lego. They're pretty decent quality brick-wise, but the star of the thing really are the figures. To me, I really think they should just release figures and not even worry about the building block sets, but that's just some opinion I've got. Anyway, you can tell he's got his, his beady red eyes in there, and that fade that's on the skull, which is absolutely amazing. He's got a lot of detail there built into his chest piece here that crosses over along with the thing here where it looks like the hood is part of the shoulder pauldrons. I do like the idea that this stuff is kind of a rubberized plastic, so it's not terrible. It's cool. It's a rubberized kind of plastic, so it can move out of the way. Taking a look at his back, you can actually hold a sword. It's got a purpose-built part right here where you can actually just put a sword in there. This happens to be the sword he came with, which is kind of weird considering it's not a part of the Master Sword, but the Powder Sword. But it's weird that it didn't come with that, but that's okay. I'm alright with this. I like the fact that his bottom portion here is actually black instead of purple. So he does happen to have the furry purple pants, which he's always had. He's got these nice little purple boots he's always had as well, and the color of him is actually really good. I like the color. They didn't mess up the color at all on him. I do like the idea he does come with a battle axe, which is funny. The battle axe can kind of just be held any way you want it to. It's not, you don't necessarily have to hold it by the end. You can actually hold it a lot further down if you want. I really wished he would have came with a staff, but he didn't have his staff. I know there's other versions of him, but this is the one I wanted because it came with the Panthro, and this is probably my favorite. Take his weapons off here so that way I can show you guys his articulation, because this guy's got articulation, and that's one thing I love about these. These are, to me, I don't even really consider these guys in, brick build things. These to me are just tiny articulated figures, and I love that because they're small, they're easy to collect, and they're easy to store. And you can also set up some pretty cool poses with them. If you do necessarily need to plug them into something, they do have the stud holes here on the bottom, so that way you can. But I mean, they do stand just fine without them, which is cool. I actually like that about these. I don't have to worry about it actually being stuck to a board for it to stand up. Now, if you do put them in certain poses, sometimes you have to, but not all the time. Anyway, he does have 360 articulation for his head, because his head's on a ball joint. It just wiggles every direction, which is cool. He does happen to have some arm movement, which he can move his arm out and in. He's got 360 degrees on these arms. Same thing here with the elbow. You can literally go 360 with the elbow, and he's got these arms that will straighten out and go back. His hands are actually on a pivot, so when you can move those around. And the same thing for his legs. His legs are actually really good too. You can only go out so far because this is a ball joint, so it really won't go out any further than maybe this. But I mean, to be honest, it's so that way you can set him on the on his saddle. So that's okay. He doesn't really need to do the splits. I don't see the point in Skeletor doing the splits anyway, because he never does in the show. But he can kick pretty high, and he can kind of almost kick himself in the back, which is nice. So he does have some good range of motion in his legs. I wish there was an ankle, but that's okay. I can understand why and forgive it for the scale of why they can't really do that on every single solitary joint, considering these guys are very easily posable. He does happen to have a waist joint too, which is awesome. Like, this thing has a waist joint. You can literally pose him kind of however you want him to. I love that about these guys. These guys are amazing. Skeletor is obviously my favorite because he's Skeletor. I love Skeletor, always have. To me, I think Skeletor is a better villain than Megatron. Yes, I said it. And I won't ever take that back because I want to see, you know, I don't know. I always thought it'd be funny if they took Bonzatron and meld him together somehow with Skeletor. That would have been cool. I would have been all about that because that's the weird stuff I'm into. But, you know, it's very cool. Let's take a look at Panthro. He's a flocked kitty. Very soft kitty. I actually like that about this. I don't know how well this flocking is going to hold up throughout the years, but, you know, he's, at this point, these are a few years old, and it's not bad. They really aren't. If you guys find these in the aftermarket or anything like that, you can snag them. They really are worth the money. Anyway, the head here is on a ball joint, so you can move his head all the way around. He does not have an up and down here. Like, this part here will not go all the way down or all the way up, and it's due to the flocking. I can show you that on Battle Cat here in the future, because there is a slot here where his head will actually bow all the way down. Him, not so much, but that's okay. He does happen to have ball jointed arms here, so you can move these in and out. They only go out so far, but that's okay, because I mean, honestly, you can get a pretty dynamic stance out of him like this anyway. He does happen to have little ball joints here on his feet, which do move. They're a little stiff on mine, but they do move. I normally just kind of pose these guys kind of static anyway, because there's not really a whole lot of posing you need to do here with the front. The back ones are actually on ball joints, so he can kind of have a bit of a stance where he isn't just stuck looking like he's got to pee. He does move these back and forth, but that's it. He doesn't have any other articulation here. The tail is on a ball joint, so it can move around like this, which is fine, because it's about all you really need. It's not a whole lot that you'll really need with him anyway. He does happen to have the studs on the bottom of all four, or sorry, not four, on the bottom of these 2 feet here. These front ones here, they got like the little toe beans, like every cat's got, which is great that they actually detailed that in. I am ecstatic that they did that. So it's that way you can make him look like he's going to paw on it, like go after somebody or something. And unfortunately, the jaw is not hinged. It would have been cool to see a hinged jaw, but to be honest, I'm not really that worried about it. Now, sculpting on his head is really good. I don't know what camera even focus on. There it is. And those eyes, they're just amazing. I don't know about you guys, but I'm into this. I'm really into these. I love how small these are. I love the size. And the fact that Skeletor here can sit right on the back. And then he can hang on to the handle. And there you go. Now he does happen to have little holes here on the sides. And here. There's a hole in the top of his head because, well, this one, when you first buy these, he's got the saddle and this part that plugs on. Panthro never had the thing on there, so I took it off his head because that's a Battle Cat thing. It's just a remnants from the Battle Cat mold. So I always leave those off. I got it put away somewhere, but it's really cool. I do like it. I mean, he looks really good like this, and I'm a big fan of this. And the fact that he's got all these little tiny holes here on the sides, you can take the axe here, and you can plug it into the hole in the back. So, I mean, if you wanted him to have a kind of just an axe thing back here, you could. Which is cool. If he happened to have had his staff also, you know, he could be holding the staff, and he's got his battle axe sitting back here ready for battle. You can take this off and plug this here into the side. So if you want to, you can have him running and, you know, try to decapitate He-Man or Men-at-Arms or something like that with this. It's kind of great. I mean, he is Skeletor, he is evil. So, and just because I want to do this, and I think it's funny, you got Panthro with an axe on his head. There. I've done it. Happy now? It's funny. But anyway, I really think these Mega Construx He-Man figures are amazing, and I will end up showing off some more that I have. But this is Panthro and Skeletor, which are by far my favorite out of all of them. And this has been Plasticon, and this is me signing off. Peace out, y'all. I'll see you around. I got plenty more coming your way. That's it for now. Bye.